Alright, so for the next loop we're going to discuss, it is the third one on the list, also known as the do while. So first thing we're going to do is make a new text file, and we'll call it do-while.php. Yeah, change, open up, and we'll make our standard PHP tags. And pretty much with the do while, it's very similar to the while loop, where it operates on a condition and not a specific counter all the time. You need to have a condition to run it over and over, as all loops work. But unlike the for loop, you don't feed it a counter by default. So I'll give an example here. We'll make a variable named counter, like usual. We'll make it equal to 0. And rather than doing the standard while, as shown in the previous videos in the back here, we're going to start with the word do. And instead of a condition, like here, where you do that, you're going to do it kind of backwards. Just picture it like this. I'll write the syntax out firstly, just to give you an example. Let's do this. Counter is less than 5. And what this is basically saying is almost picture writing an if statement backwards. It'd be like writing else, and then blah blah blah, and then if. That looks very poor because you can't write an if statement like that. But with a do while, it's pretty much a way of making a loop, but it ensures that the loop is run at least once. It'll do this code at least one time. I'll give an example here. Running do while loop. And let's concatenate. Concatenate, I love concatenating. And we're going to go to the main file menu of files. Looping do while.php. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, I just put myself in a continuous loop because, as I mentioned in this video itself, you need to increase the counter. See? Because it's not like a for loop where it does that for you. And I probably just broke my browser because of that. Hopefully it'll catch the exception. Let's try this. Alright, I had to cut a part of the video because I totally froze my browser doing that. Big error on my part. But there you go, you just technically made a spam page accidentally. You could say, I did this on purpose, freezes your browser, la la la. But yeah, here's the do while. Prints it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And if we were to look here, well, there you go. It's running it once and saying if it's less than 5. But let's try this. Let's say counter is equal to 1, 2, 3, 5. Well, that's obviously not less than 5, so the condition isn't true. But if you go take a look here, it still runs at one time. And that's because, as stated, the condition is actually checked down here. And it does the statement at least one time because PHP code runs downward. So this means that no matter what you do, if you need to run something at least once, by default, no matter what, you're sure of that, use a do while loop because it's just a little functionality that PHP developed for that reason, because a lot of developers need this at some point in time. And we'll move on to the next little section here. It's going to be about break and continue, because I noticed in my previous unit on if statements, I was talking about the break and such, where it's actually included in the looping statements, not conditional statements. So I'll have to show that up ahead, and follow us.